The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. On leaving the synagogue, Jesus went with James and John straight to the house of Simon and Andrew. Now Simon's mother-in-law had gone to bed with fever, and they told him about her straight away. He went to her, took her by the hand, and helped her up. And the fever left her, and she began to wait on them. That evening, after sunset, they brought to him all who were sick and those who were possessed by devils. The whole town came crowding round the door, and he cured many who were suffering from diseases of one kind or another. He also cast out many devils, but he would not allow them to speak because they knew who he was. In the morning, long before dawn, he got up and left the house and went off to a lonely place and prayed there. Simon and his companions set out in search of him, and when they found him, they said, "Everybody is looking for you." He answered, "Let us go elsewhere to the neighboring country towns, so that I can preach there too, because that is why I came." And he went all through Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and casting out devils. The Gospel of the Lord. In today's first reading, we heard from the book of Job with regard to the problem of suffering in his life. And in the gospel reading, we heard Jesus healed the mother-in-law of Peter, many other sick people, and he has cast out so many demons or devils. So we see here in today's first reading and in the gospel reading about the suffering, the problem of suffering. What is suffering? Sometimes it is very, very difficult to understand. Now, during this time of coronavirus, what is suffering? We have lost our relatives. There are thousands of people have died. Many are suffering. And why it is so? There is no answer. It is difficult to find out answer. So suffering is a mystery sometimes. But in the life of Job, we find how he experienced suffering in his life and how he tackled the problem with regard to suffering. So as we know, Job was a rich man. He was blessed by God. He was a sincere and honest man. He was blessed with 7 sons, 3 daughters, good wife, and with flocks. But all of suddenly, he was struck down. Everything he lost. Even he got the sickness from head to the feet. He lost everything. Why this is such a good man, sincere, honest man, the just man is suffering like this? He has not committed any sin. But why this suffering? So Job was questioning God. Why this suffering? I have not done anything. And his own 3 friends came and asked him. They were trying to interpret, explain about his suffering, but they made the matters worse again. At the end, even wife left him. The children died. He lost everything, and he's questioning and asking the meaning, the answer to the suffering. But God doesn't give any answer. But at the end, what happened? God said, "Who are you to ask me, questioning me? I have created the universe, everything. I know everything. Who are you to ask?" At that moment, Job also realized, who am I to ask my God? God has his own plan, will, not me. So hereafter, instead of questioning God, hereafter let me trust in God. Let me trust in his goodness. Let me try to do his plan and will, although I suffer. So because of his trust and faith in God, he got back his good health. He got back everything. He was blessed with everything. So this is a story about the life of Job. So in the same way, in our life when we suffer, there will be questioning. So how to accept this suffering? Now the present moment, the coronavirus, how to accept? At the end, we need to put our trust, faith in God. God alone knows about our suffering. And God will bless us through suffering. We can understand the meaning of suffering through the suffering, passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus. Through passion and death, Jesus brought for us salvation. With suffering, Jesus brought for us salvation. So this is what we must find the meaning of suffering in our life. Today, let us pray in this Mass that we may always keep our faith, trust in God, and let us strong to accept the problems or the sufferings or temptations in our life. May the good Lord bless us all and bless the people, those who are sick, as Jesus has healed so many sick people in the gospel, and today he is going to heal us when we take part, when we receive Jesus in the form of bread and wine. May the good Lord continue to bless us.